With environmental consciousness, recycling, being sustainable, being words that are top of mind, many of us as gardeners are looking for an organic alternative. An organic alternative not only in the way we function, but also in the way we garden, in all spheres of our life. And here is a fertilizer which is pure organic. So this is 315 from Starke Ayres. It's a natural blend of enriched organic fertilizer. And folks, what's important when you're looking at any fertilizer is to look at these numbers here. And I know they can get confusing, but I'm going to break it down and keep it really simple for you. The 3, which is the first number, stands for N, for nitrogen. And in this bag over here, 50 grams per kg is pure nitrogen. Nitrogen, greening, photosynthesis, green leaves. Remember, without green leaves, we don't get flowers. Yeah, especially in roses. The next one, the middle number, is phosphorus. Now, phosphorus or phosphates, 17 grams per kg of this bag contains phosphates. Now, what does that do? That encourages good root development. And if you use this in conjunction with Starke Ayres bone meal, which is going to improve and provide great stimulation for fast growth, then we've covered all bases. But more importantly, this fertilizer has a different application. Remember, bone meal is for rooting. This fertilizer is a good general all-rounder for leaf growth, fruit and flowers, which is why the 1 is such a low number. Potassium, which is the N number, which is the 5, notice, big number, number 5, is 83 grams per kg. Potassium encourages flowering, which in turn, if it's a fruit tree, produces fruit. So that's why it's important. In flowering plants, potassium is also really, really important to be part of the nutritional package, because what it also does is strengthens plant walls. Whilst we're talking about it, let's have a look at what it looks like. So it's got a good crumble in it, which means it's going to go quite far, easily to spread around. And there it is. And this can be easily spread via the hand and then easily distributed and then worked into the beds. And that's why it's great for roses and flowering shrubs, vegetable gardens, and of course fruit trees. So 315 is a chicken manure based fertilizer, which means that besides all of the good nutrition, you're also getting a lot of organic content that you're going to add into your soil. So how do we apply it? It's very simple, guys. So for roses, shrubs and veggies, you're going to apply 150 grams evenly around each plant or shrub in the early spring. Generally, a handful like that is between 40 and 60 grams. Because you're using an organic product and not a chemical product, even if you add a bit extra, it's not going to have a detrimental effect on your plant. Now, if you are applying it into a new veggie bed, you would apply it, put it onto the bed, and then you would work it into the soil, and thereafter give it a good watering. If you've just fed a plant, all you're going to do is sprinkle it around the plant and then make sure you water it well. The watering, once you've applied, is probably the most critical part of your entire fertilizer application. Because if you don't water it, and I mean a good deep watering, soak it through so that all this nutrition can get worked all the way through the layers of the soil. This is going to be repeated every 6 weeks. So as a good tip, is just keep a calendar, keep it in your garage somewhere, put it on your phone. So I've got a schedule that I keep in my garage, which helps me be gently reminded of when I need to fertilize next. When it comes to fruit trees, it's a slightly different scenario. So let me show you my schedule and then how we work out how we fertilize and how much on fruit trees. So guys, keep your schedule really, really simple. Mine is super simple. It literally just says when I fed, and here's tracking the last 3 months. And so now we are sitting on 13th of the 7th, 22, which is 6 weeks. So that's what I'd need to feed. And I primarily use this on fruit trees and some shrubs in the garden. So let's get to the fruit trees, because this is an interesting one. And fruit trees are it's so important about the nutrition that we get. And this is what it says. And this is the recommended dosage. Now, believe it or not, if you want a fertilizer to work properly, you've got to follow the instructions, because it's been formulated, created, and tested before it's been made available to us as consumers to use in our garden. So don't go thinking if you add extra, it's going to grow like Jack and the Beanstalk. It doesn't work like that. All right, so per year of the fruit tree, per year, however its age is, per year, you would add 500 grams, okay, per tree, 500 grams. So let's say I've got a 2-year-old tree, okay, 2-year-old lemon tree, which means I need to add 1 kg of 315. But you don't apply this all at once. You're going to break it up as follows. A third of this 1 kg you're going to add in autumn. And 2/3, so it's only a feeding twice a year. And the 2/3 of the 1 kg you're going to add in spring. Which means that if we work that out, this is 250 grams. And this is 750 grams. Remember we said that 1 handful is between 40 and 60. So you're going to work that out. 40 and 60 grams. We need to add 250. So even if we take the middle road and we say 50, that means 50 divided into 250 is 5. So it's 5 small handfuls around the plant in autumn. Easy as that. So next up is, how do we apply it? And this is also very, very important. Now, think about when you have planted a tree. If I am the stem, okay, if I'm the stem of the tree and my leaves are out here, okay, all the way out there, then if I turn around and I make a circle all the way around me, and if I can illustrate it on here, here's my tree, okay, and if I draw a line down from the leaves and down from the outermost leaves, this area here, if I had to draw a circle, this area here is known as the drip zone of the tree. And that fertilizer, those 5 handfuls that you're going to be adding in autumn, need to get added all over here. Why? Because this is where all the roots are. The roots are in your drip zone of your tree. So it's not only just putting it around the stem. No, it's about putting it around that drip zone. You water it in well, which means our nutrition is being evenly dispersed to all the feeding roots. And then, of course, a good water. Well, guys, there is a good all-round organic fertilizer, the Starke Ayres 315. Remember, it can also get used on container plants as well. All you've got to do, remember, is just work out your volume per the plant. Nice and simple. And remember, like I said in the beginning, it's not how much you use, but it's how disciplined you are to stick to the routine. Like they say, you can't become a world sprinter by just training once a week. We need consistency in order to get our gardens to flourish and bloom and reward us.